Would you prefer an AC which works at a fixed cooling temperature or the one which automatically adjusts itself depending on the outside temperature? It's obvious that you would choose the automatic one, which resets its temperature based on the weather conditions. What if we say that you could invest in a debt mutual fund that can adjust or reset its coupon rate based on the benchmark interest rate? Smart, isn't it? This is possible with floating rate funds. Floating rate funds are the debt mutual funds that invest at least 65% of the total portfolio in floating rate debt securities, which pay a floating rate coupon. These coupon rates are based on a benchmark reference rate like MIBOR, Mumbai Interbank Offer Rate, and are reset over predetermined frequency. Generally, the coupon rate of these instruments increase as interest rates rise and decrease as interest rates fall. Floating rate funds can also use a derivative strategy by using a combination of fixed rate bonds and interest rate swaps. Let's understand how it works. Assume an asset management company holds a paper where it receives a fixed coupon. However, it expects interest rate to rise and thus is willing to exchange its fixed rate bond with a floating rate bond. While there is a bank which holds an asset, home loans, where it receives floating rate interest, but the bank also has the liability, fixed deposit holders, where it has to pay fixed rate of return. Hence, to hedge the uncertainty, bank agrees to get into a swap agreement with the AMC, where it pays floating interest and receives fixed interest. Thus, now the AMC will receive a floating interest rate and will pay a fixed coupon rate to the bank. The AMC would benefit every time the interest rates go up. However, in case of downward movement of interest rates, floating rate debt instruments may give a lower return than fixed rate debt instruments. In the current scenario, when the interest rates seem to have bottomed out and are expected to rise, investing in floating rate fund could be a wise choice over the fixed coupon. So, if you wish to benefit from the rise in the interest rate and seek to earn relatively stable returns with lower interest rate volatility, then you may consider investing in Tata Floating Rate Fund, an open-ended debt scheme investing predominantly in floating rate instruments, including fixed rate instruments converted to floating rate exposures using swaps or derivatives. #time to unfix.